Despite the fracture in golf brought on by the Saudi-backed circuit, Augusta National has announced that they will invite players who meet their current criteria to participate in the 2023 Masters. Now, if you don't think this is major news, then we don't know what is. The possibility that those who switched allegiances to the Rebel League would be excluded from the Masters tournament was believed to be a strong deterrent for pro golfers to join the startup Saudi-backed enterprises. But for at least this year, the Masters tournament has decided that they will make no changes to their invitational criteria. So, this announcement implies that a couple of LIV golfers who meet the criteria will be participating in next year's Masters edition. As expected, this announcement was met with severe criticism. But what does this mean for the game of golf? Well, there's only one way to find out. Augusta National is set to open its doors to LIV Golf's top guns, confirming last week that players from the Saudi-backed Breakaway Tour will be eligible to play in the 2023 Masters if they meet the qualifying criteria. With the PGA Tour having suspended players who jumped across to the rival tour, this announcement will be seen as a major victory for LIV Golf. It's only understandable because LIV Golf has lured away some of the PGA Tour's finest players with huge sums of money and mouth-watering contracts, leading to a simmering feud within the sport. LIV golfers may have been banned from the PGA Tour, but Augusta National has stated that they won't be following the PGA Tour and not allowing the LIV Golf pros in the upcoming Masters. This may come as a surprise, but if you've been following up on the latest developments, especially when R&A Chief Executive Martin Slumbers took a similar stance in July, stating that it wasn't on their agenda to restrain LIV Golf players from participating in the 2023 Open Championship, you'll realize that the eligible Rebels would have a spot in the forthcoming tournament. In a strongly worded statement released by Masters chairman Fred Ridley, he expressed disappointment in the state of professional golf and also a desire to ensure the field at the Masters includes all the best players in the world, irrespective of what league or tour they currently play on, as long as they meet the requirements. The purpose of the Masters tournament since its inception in 1934 has been to benefit the game. Each April, the Masters assembles the world's finest and leading players to compete for a place in history at the Augusta National Golf Club. It not only provides a stage for fans to experience amazing and dramatic moments of competition at the highest level, but it also promotes the sport both at home and abroad, Ridley continued. Through the years, legends of golf have competed and won the green jacket. Champions like Ben Hogan, Gene Sarazen, Gary Player, Byron Nelson, Tom Watson, Sam Snead, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, and Tiger Woods have become heroes to golfers of all ages. These players have inspired some to follow in their footsteps, play and enjoy the game. They have also supported the game and thus all who benefit from it. They showed maximum respect for those who came before them, left a mark, and blazed a trail for future generations. And golf is better because of them. Ridley also lamented the divisions within the game presently. Regrettably, recent actions and inactions have divided men's professional golf by diminishing its meaningful legacies and the virtues of those who built it. We are obviously disappointed in these developments, but our focus is to honor the tradition of uniting a preeminent field of golfers this coming April. However, he didn't rule out amending the club's qualifying criteria in the distant future. Therefore, as we send out invitations this week, we will only invite those players eligible under our current criteria to feature in the 2023 Masters tournament. As we have previously said, we take a look at every aspect of the tournament yearly, and any changes or modifications to the criteria for invitation for future tournaments will be announced in April. At Augusta National, we have reached a seminal point in our sport's history. Golf has been faced with several challenges through the years, but we have faith that it will endure again, he concluded. So, who's eligible to participate under the established criteria? Under current criteria, there are 16 players from the controversial LIV Golf already eligible for the 2023 Masters. This includes 6 past green jacket winners: Phil Mickelson, Sergio Garcia, Dustin Johnson, Charles Schwartzel, Bubba Watson, and Patrick Reed. British Open champion Cameron Smith, former U.S. Open champion Bryson DeChambeau, and former PGA and U.S. Open champion Brooks Koepka will also receive invitations. alongside champions of the 3 other majors earning 5-year Masters exemptions. Taylor Gooch and Joaquin Niemann also earned invites after qualifying for the Tour's season-ending PGA Tour Championship before moving to LIV. And that's not all. Players who finish the year in the top 50 in the world rank would also earn invitations. Currently, LIV doesn't offer world ranking points, and only 5 of its players will finish the year ranked reasonably high to earn spots. Jason Kokrak, Harold Varner III, Abraham Ancer, Louis Oosthuizen, and Kevin Na. As Ridley noted in his statement, there will be no changes to the Masters criteria for the forthcoming tournament, so any modifications to eligibility will be made next April, which is the tradition. Golf Channel reached out to a couple of players on both the PGA Tour and LIV Golf. Most of them don't feel surprised at Augusta National's decision. They pointed out a couple of different things, one being the world ranking element to this. So if you kind of look at the direction things are headed, it doesn't seem like LIV Golf is any closer to getting world ranking points now than they were at this point last year. It also looks like most of those players in the top 50 would eventually lose their eligibility. The other part of the conversation is the 6 players who have exemptions for winning in the past. They come back every single year, which is part of the perk of being a Masters champion. So if you think about it, it makes so much sense, because what Augusta doesn't want is people talking about who is not there the week of the tournament. And if any of those 6 champions, Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Patrick Reed, or even Bubba Watson, aren't there, we'll definitely be talking about it all week, and that's exactly what they don't want. With this recent development in the game, is there a chance there'll be a peace agreement between LIV Golf and the PGA Tour? Does this announcement have any impact at all on what the PGA Tour does? You see, we really don't think it'll have any impact in the short term. You would recall that world number 1 Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods, and even LIV Golf's commissioner and chief executive Greg Norman, have pointed out pretty clearly that there are multiple lawsuits both in the US and UK. So long before we ever get to a point where both sides can actually sit at a round table and have some sort of meaningful dialogue, those lawsuits are going to have to come to pass. And certainly Tiger and Rory have been vocal about Norman, calling on him to step aside for someone else to pilot the affairs of the organization. So this might not exactly move the needle forward, but just like Tiger and Rory have done in the last few weeks, it at least cracked the door so that you can have a conversation. It is also worthy to note that the announcement was met with mixed feelings. While some professionals and fans alike expressed excitement that the tournament will bring together the best players in the world, other groups have vowed to resist the action. Dame Laura, Sky Sports golf analyst who is also a 4-time major champion, admitted that seeing the best players come together is a step in the right direction for the game. "I'm pleased because we'll get to see the best players in the world playing together, and it's good for the game. It's unfortunate that the new Saudi League has caused a rift in men's golf, but all we golf fans want to see, myself included, is the best players coming together," she said. However, an advocacy group which comprises survivors and family members of the World Trade Center attack known as the 9/11 Families United issued a statement calling on Augusta National to reconsider their decision. Terry Strada, a woman who lost her husband Tom in the World Trade Center attack and who has spent months lashing out at players who have chosen to participate in the Saudi-backed league, stated that it was horrifying to see that the game was going to be played out in Augusta, the one place she hoped LIV Golf players would never be able to play in. "I thought Augusta cared more about the 9/11 community than all of this. This is more than a slap in the face," Terry remarked. Well, whichever way it all pans out, eligible LIV golfers will compete in the 2023 Masters, but it remains to be seen if this will unite both tours or if the controversy will linger. But do you see Augusta National modifying the eligibility criteria? Will LIV golfers still be eligible to participate after the 2023 edition? We'll catch you in the next one.